AMD is on a tear right now. They reported Q1 revenue growth of 36%, and they're now set to report again. And investors are focused on AMD's AI accelerator chips, the newest ones, MI350 and MI400. In this video, I'm breaking down what to watch for this quarter for AMD and what I'm doing now before earnings report in order to capitalize on the stock no matter what they report. And we'll be able to capitalize in the short term and the long term. So be sure and watch all the way to the end and see on the option trading platform exactly how to place the trade that's going to allow you to capitalize in the short term and the long term and make some big profits. Should be a fun video for you here today. One thing I ask, one thing only, smash that like button for me, please, below. It really helps out the channel, and you're certainly welcome to subscribe as well. We're at an all-time high for subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you, so thank you very much. AMD is capturing significant momentum across the AI and data center markets, establishing itself as the clear number 2 contender behind Nvidia. Recent quarters have showcased AMD's strong growth. In Q1, revenue surged 36% year over year to $7.4 billion, driven by the robust demand in data center, client, and gaming segment. The data center segment in particular reported a 57% year-over-year increase, with EPYC CPUs and Instinct GPUs gaining traction and additional momentum expected from the product launches of MI350, which just happened, as well as the upcoming MI400 GPU series. This quarter's earnings are being closely watched. Analysts project AMD will deliver over 20% revenue growth both this year and next, with the AI GPU sales targeted to reach 7.3 to 7.6 billion in 2025, a 23% year-over-year increase. Investors are also scrutinizing AMD's ability to execute its open ecosystem AI strategy and expand strategic partnerships, which could help differentiate the company amid Nvidia's incumbent advantage. That open ecosystem AI strategy is something that customers really appreciate. They also don't appreciate the prices that Nvidia has been charging up to now, since they've been the only game in town. But watch out, AMD's coming now. Right now, Nvidia remains the undisputed AI chip leader, supported by a vast developer ecosystem and market share above 90%, with AMD still trailing by roughly a year in the GPU product roadmap and facing software stack challenges. Geopolitical factors such as export controls affecting China are also expected to impact AMD's revenue this year. AMD's AI, gaming, and embedded segments are each expected to deliver approximately 30% compound annual growth rate over the coming years, positioning the company for transformative expansion. The AI segment stands out as a major driver. AMD's data center GPU revenue is expected to soar to $6.5 billion in 2025, driven by aggressive investment in AI infrastructure and rapid acceleration in AI workloads. This shift will make data center GPUs a much larger part of AMD's revenue mix, jumping from just 2% in 2023 to a forecast of 32% by 2027. The launch of MI350 is a big deal. The major cloud customers like Oracle, Microsoft, and Meta are planning large-scale deployments, and they're already deploying now the MI350 since it just hit production. AMD expects over 60% growth in AI GPU sales this year alone as a result of this ramp. For the gaming and embedded sectors, both segments are forecast to rebound from recent cyclical lows and deliver double-digit growth, supported by the normalization of inventories and renewed demand across end markets. AMD's embedded solutions remain integral in industrial and edge computing applications, adding a strong diversification layer to its growth strategy. Let's touch a little deeper on MI350 and MI400 and exactly what it means. A defining feature of the MI350 is its 22 terabyte per second memory bandwidth, which outpaces Nvidia's Blackwell 200 while offering better pricing and lower power consumption. It uses the advanced CDNA4 architecture and packs up to 288 gigabytes of cutting-edge HBM3E high bandwidth memory, memory. It is manufactured on a 3-nanometer process node. Customer feedback points to broad, large-scale deployments in the upcoming quarters as major hyperscalers and enterprises ramp up purchases. Wait, you thought the MI350 was good? Built on even more advanced HBM4 memory and targeting up to a 10x performance boost in inference on MOE models compared to prior generations. The MI400 is ready to explode. Underlying this momentum, AMD also announced Helios, AI rack infrastructure integrating MI450 GPUs, which will further boost compute density, scalability, and open standards interoperability. Well, that's not all, folks. Strategic acquisitions of Xilinx and ZT Systems are now delivering clear benefits for AMD, broadening its capabilities across both AI and embedded markets. The $49 billion Xilinx acquisition completed in 2022 has transformed AMD's product portfolio, allowing the company to address a diverse mix of high-growth sectors, including data centers, automotive, 5G, and advanced networking. Through Xilinx, AMD has integrated industry-leading FPGAs, adaptive SoCs, system on a chip, I knew that one, and AI engines, positioning itself as a leader in high performance and adaptive computing, and enabling more comprehensive, energy-efficient solutions for AI and machine learning workloads. All right, let's take a quick look at the last conference call and understand what Lisa Su said, and then we'll jump into how I'm going to profit with an options trade in AMD before and after earnings. So AMD killed it last quarter in Q1, and here's the transcript. AMD expects $700 million Q2 revenue from China export license requirement. They expect a hit for MI308X, trimming Q2 gross margin to 43%, despite guiding 27% year-over-year growth. Now, that's what was at the time of this report when they reported. However, Trump and the administration just lifted that, so we're allowing MI308Xs to ship to China now. There's a fine line between allowing China to have some, not our best technology, but some of the older stuff. It's going to curtail them developing it on their own, which we don't really want them to do. So that's going to be good news, but it's already kind of priced in right now. We gained server CPU share driven by the ramp of our latest 5th gen EPYC turn processors and sustained demand for 4th gen EPYC. And hyperscaler demand remains strong as cloud providers expanded. So Lisa Su is basically saying everything's great, and this is talking specifically about the data center, and data center just killed it. More than 30 new instances launched from Alibaba, AWS, Google, Oracle, Tencent. So they're working with, and you can see AWS, Amazon Web Server. So they're working with all the major cloud service providers, and enterprise adoption of EPYC instances. Everything's good news. CrowdStrike, so that's cybersecurity, achieved major performance improvements by deploying EPYC. Siemens, I thought Siemens was healthcare, and well, they're in a lot of things, but they launched their latest software-defined vehicle powered solution. Interesting. And on and on, good news. But hey, I do read these earnings reports, and let me know in the comments below if you wanted me to do a post-earnings review as well on AMD. Love following this company. I think Lisa Su's a great CEO, great company. MI325X shipments ramp to support new enterprise and cloud deployments. They talk about their breadth, DeepSeek, R1 increased demand for traditional referencing, increasing. So DeepSeek is a Chinese company, and the depth and breadth of our customer engagement. So they're working with everybody, AMD, and they're not quite as snobbish as Nvidia. And one of the things that customers say about, I mean, Nvidia's been the only game in town, so the pricing's been high, and AMD is going to bring in a cost versus performance with the MI350 and MI400, and they're going to take a lot of market share from Nvidia. And then she talks about ZT and ready to deploy rack level AI solutions. So their roadmap and their offerings they're investing in R&D, they invested in ZT, and that's going to allow them to continue to be a leader with the best chips going forward. And there's a couple other key, she talks about client and gaming, and talks about revenue, it being cyclical, and the fact that now it's getting ready to do real well. So I think this quarter is going to be pretty good in client and gaming. And talks about a new FS4 that they are moving forward with. And I think there was one other item here. I would say, though, seen a stronger mix and strength in our overall ASP, so profit margins are improving as well. And desktop business, so with their client segment, continued strength in gaming. So everything is good news. MI350 GPU stuff is growing like crazy. And on the inventory side, we built some inventory primarily to support very strong client and server ramp. So that tells me that they're going to be able to ship. So if Q2, depending on the numbers, if it doesn't come in or they guide lower, I don't think they will. I think it's going to beat, and they're going to guide higher. So we'll see. But either way, what I'm going to show you in the way that I'm trading it, we're going to benefit either way. So with that, let's jump into the option trade. All right, guys. So we are on the Tastytrade option trading platform and brokerage. Great for trading options. There's a link down below. There's some benefits if you go through my link. We're on the trade page, and this shows the option chain. So we're going to go out about a year. I'm going to open up the June 2026 chain, and we've got calls on the left, puts on the right. We're going to click on the 145. I like to go around the 65 delta. This is 64 delta. What that means is it's going to simulate owning 100 shares of stock to about 65%. So 32.80 mid price. We click right here, 32.65. So we're paying 32.65 for this option contract, which controls 100 shares of stock. So we've got to multiply it by 100, and you see that it's $3,265 that it costs for this option contract. That's also our max loss. Now, if we were to purchase 100 shares of stock outright, it's 153 is the stock price right now. So that's $15,300. So it's maybe about 20% of the cost of purchasing the 100 shares. Now, if we go to curve mode, and we can put it on analysis tab. This is what I love about Tastytrade as well. It shows you the curve mode. I don't know that too many others platforms do it, but it shows as it increases in price, the stock option contract increases in price, just like owning the stock as well. So if we get up to the 200 range, which I believe we will, our P&L at expiration is $2,260. And if we go up to 210, we're getting up to that $3,260. So it's basically a stock double at 210, and it can easily get up there, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to close. We're going to go back to table mode. We're going to close up this chain. And what I'm going to do is now sell the short call against it. Now we can go to the August 15th because AMD reports earnings. Let's see, when does AMD report earnings? If we go up here, AMD reports earnings on 8/5 after the bell. So it's coming up. It's in just a couple of weeks. So what we're going to do, 8/15 is the options expiration's 24 days out. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and open that up, and I am going to sell the out of the money call. So instead of buy, calls are on the left again, and this is to buy, which we did with the leaps. Now we're going to sell the out of the money call, and we can sell the for the 165 for $4.20. Now, Let me do that again. Notice we were paying $32.65. We're going to immediately get this $4.20. It's going to come off this $32.80. So that's $420 that is going to be deposited in our account right when we hit review and send. So it's going to bring down the cost of this option contract by $420. So there you go, $28.40. Now what that's going to do is we can move this from 153 where it's at now all the way up, and we can gain $12 on the Leaps option contract, and that's going to be several $100s that we'll gain should it go up to 165. And at the same time, if it moves down, we keep the entire $415 on the call side. If it goes up exactly to 165, we keep the 400 and we get all that gains from the Leap. So no matter what it does, we're going to profit in both directions. So we just hit review and send and place the trade. All right, guys, be sure and download the free options workshop in the link below. Like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below, are you trading AMD and are you doing it before or after earnings and why? Also, if you like this video, watch this next one.